here, the morning's here.
What's up with that 5?
I don't know. That's what happens when I decide to do this 10 minutes before we went on the air. And then I was trying to fix it because I didn't make that. I downloaded the countdown that way and mashed it with the song. And I'm watching, I'm scrubbing through. I'm like, what's with the 25? So I tried to edit it, but it was taking too much. And then my hard drive is full. And so Photoshop was yelling at me. And it was just too much.
Wow. Kyle's got a soap opera going over there.
And I didn't. Never mind.
As Benji and I say, Elmer Fudd. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another, and I hope my wife was watching, and she absolutely gets that too. Welcome to another edition of the Disney Morning Show. We're starting a brand new week, and boy, are my arms tired. My name is Jimmy Mosley. I am the co-founder here at Laughing Place. That's Kyle Burbank. He's our executive editorial director. I like the hair look today, Kyle.
Thank you.
Okay. Say some quick hello.
I'm trying to think of how it's different. I
don't know. There's this little curl thing going on.
Yeah, there's a little curl, still a little bit of length to it.
Yeah, good. You're making me look bad. My son would say, "You're just jealous because you don't have any hair, Dad." But he's not here this morning. Hey, Nikki B, how you doing? Yes, we got the techno opening. I sent a bunch of songs to Kyle. I don't know if he's just going to pick one, if he's going to hate them all, which is totally fine. I didn't write them. Or if maybe he's going to use our Discord to let the peeps choose our new show theme.
I will have to figure out a way to do that. I'll probably have to make an unlisted video of them or something because Discord's upload limit is very low.
Okay, unlisted video is a good method. And good morning, Rebecca. Always glad to see my wife. Not that I didn't see you this morning because I woke up next to you. All right, let's get started the way we do every day with the stock price. Look, I'm going to hit the right button this time. Go ahead, Kyle. So we're here. Boom. No mistakes ever again. All right. Yesterday, as in if yesterday were Friday, the stock price was 105.08. Let us scroll down. Let us refresh. Oh my goodness. 5% today.
Yeah.
Dude, what is going on with this company?
It has nothing to do with the company.
Jack Skellington, that big a deal?
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's Jack Skellington. All right, let's move on. My boy Eaton.
There and welcome to another edition of the LP Disney Weather Report. It's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight, you see a sight that almost stops your heart. You try to scream, but terror takes the sound before you make it. You start to freeze, as horror looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed, cause this is Thriller Night, and no one's gonna save you from the beast about to strike. You know it's Thriller Night. You're fighting for your life inside a killer thriller. Oh. Let's get to the weather. Anaheim will barely cross the 70-degree threshold today and will be mostly cloudy. Walt Disney World is rainy today with thunderstorms also expected this afternoon into the evening. Once again, there's also a marginal chance of severe weather including high winds and tornadoes. Castaway Cay is back to its old ways, spending the day at 79 with windy conditions. Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point will be 82 and cloudy today. Disneyland Paris is 65 tonight with showers on the radar. Those will clear later tonight when the temps are in the 50s. Tokyo will start the day with cloudy skies, but the sun will make its way out as the day goes on, leading to a high of 75. The opposite effect will occur at Shanghai tomorrow as they'll start with sunshine followed by an overcast afternoon and evening. Nevertheless, they'll warm to 83 degrees. Finally, Hong Kong will be partly cloudy tomorrow and their 81-degree high will feel more like 85. And that will do it for another Disney weather update. Have a great day and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Before you begin, does Ethan take requests?
Yeah.
Okay, so for Thursday, I won't be doing the show Friday. For Thursday, can we get a weekend weather report on Alani?
Yeah.
Okay. Which also makes sense for Lilo and Stitch movie coming out. Okay,
That's
your
true.
turn.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Ethan, do you know why he chose Thriller for his song today?
Are we halfway to Halloween already?
We are more than halfway to Halloween, but Disney decided to announce.
I have the button. I didn't use the button, and then I really messed up. Okay.
There you go. They announced their 2025 Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party dates. This will be on select nights from August 15th to the 31st. And if you're wondering, that is actually slightly later than this previous year, where it started on August 9th.
Wow.
So,
do we know if there's fewer dates as well?
I did not count the dates.
Okay.
But if Tony's watching and happen to do that, let me know. Also notable, the prices will range from $119 all the way up to $229. So the bottom rate is the same as last year, but the top rate is $30 more expensive. We don't have the exact date breakdown quite yet to know that. But this is also interesting. They shared this teaser. If you're familiar with the Jack and Sally meet and greet in the past, it's not the best head. It looks like they got a new sculpt for the meet and greet. So let's take a look at this. If it can live up to that, that's quite impressive.
His eyes remind me of the guy in Thunderbolts, that one character. I won't say that character's name, but he's just anyway. Very cool. Over $200.
Yeah. So last year was $199 was the top price. So that it's up $30 from that. So there's more than $100 difference between the cheapest night and the most expensive night.
So when I used to go to these, correct me if I'm wrong out there, but when I used to go to these about 15 years ago,
after walking 15 miles uphill both ways,
relative to the day park price, the price was less than the day park price. I want to say it was about half of the day park price. The thought of it exceeding is just insane.
Yeah. So there's booking information. If you're staying at certain resorts, you get early, but it'll be coming up quickly. So if you want to do Not So Scary this year, be on the lookout for that. But Doobie, that's not the only not a hard ticket event. That's not the only Walt Disney World event we got news about today, because you messed up the thing again.
I did. I know.
Food and wine dates they decided to announce for halfway to Halloween. I don't know. August 28th through November 22nd. I think that's pretty much in line with what we expected. They also gave a quick peek at some of the items that will be returning this year. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Very popular event, but all of them have food and wine now. So
yeah, food and wine. It went from the highlight to this is just what they do all the time. What's the big deal?
What's much more exciting is what's happening. You can go ahead if you got a comment. We can pull it up.
38 nights. 38 nights.
Compared to
we don't know.
Okay.
We just give or take a counting error. You know what I've discovered about myself recently? I have a hard time counting. I am not a good counter at all.
Interesting. I have other issues in that vein, but I don't know about counting itself.
Yeah, 90 days. It was about a month before, so they had fewer dates, and yet, which is a smaller supply, and yet the price was much less. Now I see why the stock is at 110. This is a money-making machine.
But over at Disneyland Paris, we got some really cool news. They are turning this area at the top under the Star Speeder that I've always looked at and been like, why don't they do something with that? Well, they're doing something with that, at least temporarily. Starting May 31st, guests at Disneyland Paris will be able to visit this unique location in Discovery Land called Lounge Lightspeed. And you'll be able to meet the BDX droids there. They'll be walking around. There'll be other Star Wars characters. There'll be drinks. There'll be food. And
I'm having a hard time picturing this area in the day.
It's just back there by Star Tours. So what's weird about Discovery Land is you have the main part, and you have you keep walking, and then all of a sudden it's just the rest is just Star Wars before you round Space Mountain and stuff. So there's Star Tours over to your left, and then there's past that is the gate to Fantasyland that is occasionally open, but not always, frustratingly. And then there's the Star Tours shop, and then there's just this kind of hanging out there.
Okay, so if you're like me and can't picture this, this is from Cafe Fantasia, and this is the area during the day, right?
Yeah, share my some photos, but we should
not in our article. Yeah, we should add those to article.
It just hasn't happened yet. It's been a busy morning, as you can tell by the 3 stories we've added to this document.
All right, do I finally get to talk?
Go for it.
I mean, if you're not done, that's fine.
Well, it says that they'll be open however many days until September. It's unclear whether they mean that it'll have shorter hours after September or whether this will actually be closing. But very cool idea. I'm looking forward to it.
It is very cool. I feel bad. I gave you a disproportionate number of stories today before the stuff got added because you always get the stuff that's added at the last minute. So my apologies for bombarding you today. 38 is confirmed. Okay, but can you count last year so we can compare this year to last year? Thank you, Tony. All right, over at the Disneyland Resort, paint the night, you idiot.
I think that's the full title of the parade. Paint the night, you idiot.
Paint the Night is only 4 days away from returning, which has a lot of people very excited, but these are people that haven't seen Tokyo Dreamlights. This first premiered for Disneyland 60th, and now it's coming back for Disneyland 70th, and guess what? We've got a new Tinkerbell. So in Paint the Night, Mickey Mouse uses his vivid imagination to harness the power of this lady, and Paint the Night in Disney Dreams, bringing to life beloved characters and stories from Pixar and Disney animated films. Tinkerbell here has a brand new costume. I honestly don't remember what the old costume looked like, but apparently this is a new look for her. And the parade also will have the return of a Frozen segment, which was not there when this parade last ran at Disneyland Resort at DCA because it was too big to fit. So now she's back. Or rather, Frozen's back. Tink is new.
They should have Margaret Carey do it for one night only.
That would just hang her up there.
It would be interesting. We got in Trashcandy news. We got news. This is a candy holder. They've made a lot of things that look like trash cans. They're now monetizing their trash cans. And this is one that you can get with bulk candy. You have to purchase at least half a pound of candy at a few different locations around the park, including the one on the candy shop on Main Street. You have to, once you check out, then you can pour your candy in there. There's a limit of 2 containers per guest, but interesting item that was our top story because people love their trash can merch.
Is this Walt Disney World? Yes, Walt Disney World.
Yes, Walt Disney World.
Is Jeremiah our hand model here? Do you know?
Nope, that's not our photos. These are Disney photos.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yes.
More details have been revealed about the Disneyland 70th anniversary guided tour entitled A Story of Celebration. This was announced a while ago, but we didn't have any details. Now we do. It is a 2-hour walking tour exploring the rich heritage of Disney Park. It cost $120 per person, which as far as, cheaper than going to Not So Scary.
That's actually $1 more expensive if you go on the cheapest night.
Touche.
Although I think California I shouldn't say this in case I'm wrong, but I feel like it used to be like Florida, the prices didn't include tax, whereas California's did, but I don't remember if that's true.
Anyway, $120 per person, 2-hour guided tour, and here are the details that have been revealed. You will be learning about significant Disneyland moments and uncovering some rarely shared stories, a scenic ride aboard the Mark Twain Riverboat and the Disneyland Railroad, 2 original attractions, Lightning Lane entry for a select undisclosed attraction that's fun for all ages. I have no idea what that is, but if I had to bet, I'm going Runaway Railway. Reserve viewing for the aforementioned Paint the Night parade, complimentary popcorn during your parade viewing, and a take-home memento of your peek into the past. So that tour is a part of Disneyland's 70th anniversary.
Very nice. Well, last week during the earnings call, Iger teased that we were going to finally get a name for ESPN Flagship this week at Upfronts. But ahead of that, reports indicate that they are officially going to be called their new direct-to-consumer ESPN Flagship app.
The drum roll.
I know. Okay. I'm waiting for you to end, so then that's how the drum rolls work. ESPN. Which means that ESPN Plus will have less than ESPN. Very confusing. But that'll be made official later this week at Upfronts. It kind of makes sense and doesn't at the same time. I don't know how I feel about it.
I'm fine with them naming it that, but then there should have been no suspense. When they first announced it, they could have just called it ESPN. We're waiting for that cool new name. Maybe ESPN Plus should change their name to ESPN Minus.
Did you see? I think Fox is launching a streaming service, and I think it's called Fox One. Is that what it was? It was something. I'll have to look. Like Fox, the network, not the. I know Fox News has its own streaming service, but
we're watching the morning show, which is, they stole our name, on Apple Plus.
How dare they?
We're finally starting that show, which is years old. They did not steal our name. And in where we're watching right now, they're on the verge of launching their streaming service. I guess the equivalent of CNN Plus back in the day. All right, back to Walt Disney World, where I remembered. I get there. Where we have some new pictures of the Grand Floridian Resort construction. This is where they are in the process of adding a bar in the lobby right about here. And to make way for it, they had to get rid of the iconic Birdcage. So you may remember over in this section here, there was a giant Birdcage, which pre-9/11 actually housed birds, which was really cool, going to the resort and see live birds. They got rid of the birds, but the cage stayed right up until 10 minutes before this picture was taken. And now it is gone. And soon we will have a place, finally, to get alcohol at a Disney hotel.
Lucky bird inside a gilded cage.
And Kyle. Nope, still me.
Still you.
Wow, man.
How much did you want me to do? Jeez.
Our boy, Mike Celestino, and I believe he has some help, were at the Disneyland Resort last week as the 70th kicks off this week, which means the decor is going in. So we have tons of pictures of all the decor. Here's what the castle looks like. This is really cool. Out in the Esplanade, they're building. Is this like a Tower of the Four Winds kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it harkens back to that, while also being a castle instead of...
Also, during construction, serves as a nice backrest. So this will be a 50-foot structure in the Esplanade. I'm looking forward. I'm going to be down here soon. I'm looking forward to seeing all this stuff. So we've got pictures of all that.
Very soon. Tomorrow, right?
Yeah. I mean, it depends how you define soon. Not later today. You can see the Mickey floral is still there. I don't know if it's staying, but there's some decor around it and the 70th thing behind it. It's pretty nice. I really like this logo, I must admit, and the color scheme. Bunting has been updated around Main Street. Got a cool thing at Christmas Tree Point. So just lots of decor. Certainly, probably more to come all over downtown Disney as well. I know there's some at the Disneyland Hotel as well. So when a celebration happens, it takes over, and it's always fun to go check it out.
There's a tree in the Grand Hotel and one in the park as well. Well, staying at the Disneyland Resort, we are going away from the Disneyland Resort because I can't read. But ABC, I should have put these in a better order. That's what I should have done. But let's take a break from Disneyland and go to ABC. They've announced 5 more unscripted series that are going to be returning, including American Idol, which had Disney Night last night and will again today. But they've renewed American Idol for its 9th season on ABC. Celebrity Jeopardy is its 4th season. Celebrity Wheel of Fortune is season 6. Shark Tank season 17. And America's Funniest Home Videos returning for season 36, despite the existence of YouTube. Go figure.
I know. Everyone thought that would be the end of that show, but nope. Just a new source for material.
Carlton just keeps it going. Back at Disneyland, they're going to be putting 2 more Magic Keys are going to be returning again.
Didn't know that would have audio.
This is the Believe and Inspire keys. The Believe is $1,374. The Inspire key is $1,749. These are the upper tier keys. They'll be available starting May 20th, no earlier than 9 a.m. Pacific, while supplies last.
And historically, supplies have not lasted all that long, right?
It depends.
Okay. Boxers or briefs?
We've got more Disneyland 70th news. So we knew that the Jonas Brothers were going to be recording the anthem for Celebrate Happy. And we've also known about a few other songs like Boys to Men doing a song for World of Color Happiness. Well, there's going to be a new 70th anniversary album coming out. It'll also feature the Potash Twins, Fitz and the Tantrums, Topher Nyo, Anthony, I think he's the voice of Coco. Could be wrong. Scott Hoying, Flord, and other things I can't pronounce, basically. This will be a mix of classic Disney songs reimagined, as well as some originals. And they didn't give us any details on when this will be out, but with the 70th happening in just a few days, I would imagine it will be streaming shortly.
They don't actually press CDs and put those in the stores anymore, right?
Probably not. They didn't specify. I'd imagine this would just be streaming, but it'd be really cool if they did do a physical run, even if it's on demand or whatever. Because I remember picking up the 50th, which was not an original album. It was just all this music from the rides and stuff. The 50th album,
Yep.
Double disc, have that, loved it. And that's also part of the reason why I like Remember Dreams Come True so much, because I could listen to the whole thing at home.
Hey guys, we're the Jonas Brothers.
Hi guys, my name is Scott Wayne.
And we're Boys to Men.
Hey everyone, it's the Potash Twin.
Hey, what's up, Miss Topher?
It's Fitz from Fitz and the Tantrums.
Hey y'all, it's Anthony Cardula.
Hi, we're Flora de Toloache.
Hi, I'm Grayson Dino.
Guess we could have let them pronounce their own names and saved you some.
Yeah, it's okay. I got Potash right, so we could.
And finally, the Jonas Brothers are the story we just did, but the Arribas Brothers, speaking of brothers, see, that's why you did it that way. Speaking of brothers, there is a custom tiara experience now available at Disney Springs. It started Friday at Disney Springs, and Walt Disney World guests can head over to the Arribas Brothers location and create their very own tiara. I'm looking forward to Jeremiah doing a vlog on this. Guests participating in the experience will choose their frame, their favorite sparkling crystals, and watch as their skilled artisans handcraft their custom creation. A similar experience debuted in the Magic Kingdom earlier this year, but now you can get it without venturing into the park. And finally, in this segment, let us take a look at what's going on Disney Plus, what's popular on Doobie's not mature version of Disney Plus. Mufasa, The Lion King in number 1, the Disney classic Kung Fu Panda number 2, Star Wars Tales of the Underworld, the animated, is number 3. Andor, number 4. Looking forward to the finale series.
Doobie, if I may. This just in, that album is coming out tomorrow.
Oh, great.
7 albums. It'll be streaming. Oh, wait. Yes, sorry. Tony told me one date, and I'm looking for that date, and I'm seeing that it's yes, it comes out. I see the 13th. Sure, it's on here somewhere, I believe.
Are we going to do a review of it?
Maybe.
Okay, that'd be cool.
I'll have to. We'll mention that in the Slack.
Andor is number 4. Looking forward to
it's in the headline. The title of the email is what I was looking for.
It's easy to skip that. Are you looking forward to the finales of Andor?
I would be if I had watched any of the other ones, but I do intend on watching Andor. I know it's very good. It is something I need to do.
Panda 2, Kung Fu Panda 2, Thunderbolts, a special look, not the film. Did you see it? Never mind. The Phantom Menace, episode 1. Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch, getting ready for that live action. Revenge of the Sith, and, of course, American Pope.
And I've had my share of bad reviews. I still remember my first good one, though. Everything else in this production of Our Town was simply terrible. Joey Tribbiani was abysmal.
So we need to go back to the screen before I hit the button, apparently, because when you do it, it kicks it off. Anyway, ask me a question again.
I did that?
You did that.
Hey, have you seen Thunderbolts yet?
I did see Thunderbolts yesterday at the Alamo Draft House in my town. I thought I'd give a live review. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Obviously there was that little bit spoiled, but there was no context for that, so I don't think I was terribly spoiled. There was other stuff I didn't know about. There's things I had ideas about. There were some pretty decent sized twists and surprises for me, I'd say. If I had any disappointment, I'd say that hearing that the post-credit scene was going to be the longest, and knowing about a lot of things that are coming up, I was hoping for a little bit more, but I still enjoyed that. And so, yeah, I would recommend it. I agree that I've liked a lot of Marvel movies that people didn't like, so it doesn't say much that I liked it. But no, it was a fun time. Of course, I just wish that I didn't drink too much liquid beforehand and had to go run pee. But I think I timed it pretty well because I did it at a part where I'm like, okay, I think I know what the next 3 minutes are going to be. And then I asked Becca, she's like, yeah, you basically got it.
That's hilarious.
So yeah.
Glad you liked it. Great.
Go see.
And the rest.
Well, if you want to sit at home and chill, to some old favorites. The latest in the Disney series of lo-fi albums has been released on streaming. This one is Phineas and Ferb, including a bunch of songs from the show in lo-fi versions, including SIMP Squirrels in My Pants.
Yes, but lo-fi, which is just crazy.
I wanted a lo-fi J-pop, but they did not deliver with that, and I'm slightly disappointed.
Did you write your buddy Swampy Marsh or Palmemeyer?
I have no buddies in them, but maybe I should.
Don't you know that? And finally, the last bit of actual news today is that a 3-part docuseries on Universal theme parks is coming to Peacock in July. This will debut on July 24th, and it is called Epic Ride, the story of Universal theme parks, which includes an in-depth look at Epic Universe, which opens on May 22nd. So to explore Universal's iconic history, the docuseries offers unprecedented access, rare archival, and intimate interviews with directors, producers, executives, and A-list celebrities to tell you about the history of Universal theme parks. And if there is not at least a solid 20 minutes on Jaws the Ride, this thing is not worth watching.
I'll be the judge as to whether these are A-list stars. We'll see. So the latest episode of the Laughing Place On Balance podcast is now available. In this one, Benji's essay is about who will lead Disney next and kind of the whole race for the next seat for the CEO position. I, this time, talked about why, I don't know if I say Disney should, but I talked about if Disney were to launch a premium rewards credit card, what that might look like. So it's wrong, so given my track record. And then we talked to Gavin Doyle from Mickey Visit, who talked to us about not only the Abu Dhabi Disney project, but the earnings in general. So you can find that now wherever you get podcasts, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or just go to our website and you can listen to it there.
Click that play button right there. The latest episode of LP On Location is available. There you go. And it stars our own Eric Goldman, who went to Disneyland to check out a bunch of new food that has been released recently. Not necessarily tied into the 70th, but it's close enough that it probably is tied in. But they released a ton of new food items. Eric tried to try them all, failed. I think he tried about 5, but he got some help in what was the biggest surprise of this episode. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I'm glad I clicked play. This was a fun episode, but if you've never watched LP On Location, this is a great introduction to it. Go check it out. And let's see, Alex has an unboxing of the D23 member gift on our website right now.
All 4 D23 member gifts.
You got them all. Oh, I don't want to spoil the video, but that's a pretty cool member gift. And also on LP, of course, you can see our weekend live stream, which was, be careful. I should pause this. You don't get the answers if you want to watch. We did Disney Trivia Live over the weekend, and you can go watch that now. Our contests were Disney Cruise Line, my favorite subject, and Best of Wives, Best of Women in honor of Mother's Day, even though it was just a happy coincidence.
The fun stuff.
Well, there's just been so many bits of Lilo and Stitch news recently, and one of them is that you can get the soundtrack on this special vinyl now available for pre-order. Yes, it's actually shaped like that, and my first thought was, well, how are you supposed to play that on a turntable? You'd have to have a very specific size turntable that could accommodate those ears and those feet. Well, it's a 10-inch record, and a normal record is 12 inches, so I'm guessing that it will still be okay, although I have my concerns. So I don't know if this is an actual playable record or just one to display. Either way, you can pre-order it now. It'll be released on May 21st.
That's pretty funny. Sorry, never mind.
Okay.
We got a pocket pick.
Oh, you do?
So I'm glad I accidentally cut you off.
There you go. Sorry, I was distracted by the 10 a.m. drop.
I just added the pocket pick.
Okay. I feel less bad.
Becky Mankin, who owns Mouse Fan Travel, MEI Travel, our travel partner, who we recommend for all your Disney travel needs, is on her way to Disneyland 70th right now from her home base in Seattle. And she was lucky enough to catch 2 of the Disney planes while waiting to depart. She got to see the Tiana's Bayou Adventure plane here, and she also got to see the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge plane, both Alaska Airlines. So she tweeted those, and we are happy she did. And another great excuse to mention our partners, Mouse Fan Travel.
There's the banner. Hold on, I gotta go back.
Okay, we've got a couple today. On this day in this day in Disney Travel, our chance to see just how smart Kyle
Disney
is.
history.
Did I say Disney Travel?
Yeah.
That's good. This day in Disney history, which none of these even involve travel. On this day in 1937, someone was born. He is most well known as a comedian, including in the film Cars. 1937.
George Carlin.
George Carlin, well done. You're on your way to a perfect score. On this day in 1962, an actor was born from a famous acting family. He is most known for his work for Disney, The Mighty Ducks.
Emilio Estevez.
You are 2 for 2. You don't even have to guess the third one. I'm just going to give this to you. And this day in 1994, there were first beginning the reports of a campaign that has begun to prevent Disney's America from happening.
They succeeded.
On this day in 2017, for the perfect score, a ride opened in Tokyo Disneyland, replacing another ride. That's all.
As they tend to do.
That's all you get.
Okay, 2017. This wasn't. Wait, is this Adventures Continue replacing regular Star Tours?
Did I say Tokyo Disneyland?
You did say Tokyo.
Well, Tokyo Disney Sea is what I meant.
Tokyo Disney Sea. Okay.
Sorry about that. I'm very.
You're
sorry.
good. Sea Rider.
Yes, Nemo and Friends Sea Rider replaced Storm Rider. You are the perfect. Not even like help perfect. That's a legit perfect. Way to go, Kyle. Way to go. It's been a busy morning. 10 a.m. came. Did we get any drops?
We did not. Well, there's some little stuff we can talk about another time. But tomorrow, Doobie, you're going to be jet setting, being
I will
bougie.
be here tomorrow. So
Tony Betty's going to be our fill-in host. Confirmed.
Oh, exciting. I hope I get to watch the show.
So that'll be at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, as usual. Anything else we should say?
I will be back
we
on
have
Wednesday.
Parks Talk today?
Crap, is that today?
It's Monday.
I presume we do.
The newsletter told me it was.
Okay, well, then we probably do. I completely forgot. I'm sorry. Things are so crazy busy right now at work. All right. Thank you very much for joining us today. I'll be back Wednesday. Tony, Betty, and Kyle will be back tomorrow. And Parks Talk today at 4. So see you then. Bye, everybody.